Refreshing to start the weekend, but notice that humidity's hopping up a little bit faster now for Sunday. This is why I'm saying we'll have a couple of showers, especially Saturday night into Sunday, and then build that up better early next week. So I've got you covered on the latest. Layers of fog and clouds this morning. A little stray shower to drizzle out of those clouds this morning. Notice midday, more sun and still just a stray pocket of rain. This is part of the humidity going down, so it just kind of like a squeegee wipes out any rain chances. Also, we'll be wiping out those clouds. Still looking to be mostly sunny for your afternoon, mostly clear throughout your evening, and then well, here come the clouds again. So that system drops south to only start pumping back north as that's spinning around the region. So for today, while we're walking out the door to clouds and fog and a little drizzle, maybe walking out with a rain jacket, walked out with my hood up. At least some of those raindrops falling off the trees there too. But still, we're starting out with temperatures closer to normal at 56. Part of that clearing will come with cooling for tonight. Today's actually a few degrees below average, but enjoyable, especially because it has that sunshine. Of course, sun always makes us feel hotter even, so it's kind of nice to be just below average. 69 at noon, a northerly wind 5 to 15 miles per hour on into the afternoon. 74 to round out your day. Notice 68 at 8 o'clock, just ahead of sunset now at 8:30 on the dot. Now here's how much warming you have where you live, because it does vary obviously based on our terrain. I do think you'll actually be closer to 76 in Athens and Loudoun. First alert forecast where you live, 74 Knoxville and Oak Ridge. 75 your high today, Kingston to 69 degrees. Crossville and Jamestown to Oneida and Stearns. 70 your mark there, Barberville on this Friday. 72 in Middlesboro to 74 Maynardville and Pigeon Forge and Morristown. So we're ending the week at least on a much nicer note. Now, as I said, the clouds roll back in for your Saturday. It's still looking like a mostly cloudy day, occasionally seeing a few breaks in the clouds. And notice some of that rain literally stirring up closer to Chattanooga and Atlanta, Clippin, McMinn, Monroe County. So stray showers Saturday. Some spotty rain then has a chance to lift up a little bit further Saturday night into Sunday morning. Just your temperature and your dew point are closer together naturally. So that's where spotty rain's coming up. And this is helping to boost the humidity levels on into your Mother's Day Sunday. So that's where we'll see an ebb and flow in clouds and a couple of rain chances. Overall for Saturday, we'll go from 49 degrees, so cooler start below average from beginning to end for your Saturday. 64 at noon. High tomorrow 71. Again, having those clouds around just slows down that heating, and we're already starting off on a chillier note there for your Saturday. Mother's Day Sunday comes with a mix of sun and clouds still, so we're kind of seeing those clouds dance around. But notice isolated rain bubbling up in the mountains in the afternoon could make it downhill. So those of you who live in the foothills of the mountains, you're closer to that developing rain. Could get a lone rumble of thunder there Sunday afternoon, trying to come along the plateau to the valley by Sunday evening. And then the rain chances really stir up better. Of course, on into Monday, the humidity's gone up. Hold that together as we stir around scattered rain and storms at times for a few days. So that's a center of low pressure. Basically, that kind of kicks the clouds back up our way, kicks the humidity back up, and then some scattered rain and storms at times. I'm still seeing a few pop-ups on Wednesday, but that finally winds down. But notice heat pretty well persists. Temperatures closer to normal through Wednesday, and then back into some 80s to end next week in your First Alert 8-day planner.
Look at that 86 next Friday. Still got some ways to go before that can be official. Heather, appreciate it. Standing by, she's bringing you your Mother's Day forecast. And Heather, after we get rid of this fog, it should be pretty nice.
Well, yeah. So here's the deal, though. It's going to be nice today. Ebb and flow on what you're seeing and feeling this weekend. So we're going to talk more about that here in a moment. For now, I'll point out that we're already starting to see at least some of those upper level clouds peel back. Notice a couple little stray showers, southeastern Kentucky, and then flip the switch, fill it in, use the clearing for fog development. So we do have some up and down visibility now. So where we had some downpours yesterday to even some showers, all that moisture is lifting out of the ground as the sky clears, and that's why we have up and down visibility throughout Knox County, Union and Anderson, hitting some spots very hard to see. Still a light fog developing here in the foothills to the mountains. Likely we'll have some pockets of dense fog over the next couple of hours. Up and down visibility, some light to moderate fog throughout the southern valley. Gets a little bit thicker here in these dark grays. You can see that down towards Chattanooga, up the plateau. Really at the Tennessee-Kentucky line. Of course, we had multiple strong to severe storms actually at the Tennessee-Kentucky line yesterday. And notice that visibility ranging from 0 to a mile, mile and a half here currently. Lighter fog of far northeast Tennessee again at at the moment. Temperature-wise, we're just trying to cool down here, but as the sky clears, temperatures try to dip, fog develops, so it does give us some up and down. 58 Knoxville, 54 Crossville, 60 Dandridge, and 55 Pineville, to name a few spots. So really what we're working on next is not just clearing out the clouds, but chipping away at that humidity. Notice it's dropping today to start the weekend, but I am seeing it start to climb up a little faster now for Mother's Day, and where that can create some spotty rain before sticky conditions and more storms at times ahead in that first alert 8-day planner.
Don't go far. We'll get back to you. Well, a shocking surprise out of the Vatican.
Almost 5:15 now. Hope your Friday is off to a great start. I'm glad it's off to a quieter start, but just know you've got that quiet risk there out in terms of fog. That's what's spreading out this morning because of the rain, some rumbles of thunder, the hail even we had yesterday, all that moisture on the ground, and even some of the rapid cooling from the hail on the ground. Now we have these areas of fog. So we've got some pockets of dense fog throughout the valley. Edge of Plateau, Tennessee, Kentucky line, a lot of visibility ups and downs to drive through this morning. Temperatures then up and down because of it. Mid to upper 50s now, just trying to tick down another degree or two. Fog can act like a blanket at the surface there. 58 Knoxville, 55 Sneeville to Jamestown. So in your first alert forecast, I'd say we're slowing down for fog this morning, but at least we can use the sunglasses later today. Fog and clouds layer up this morning. A little stray drizzle left over out of those clouds. Just a little stray speck of rain around noon in the foothills to the mountains. That's the key. We're just kind of peeling everything back, dropping the humidity. Clouds will then return again tonight. So those views do go right back to clouds tomorrow. Still on track for that. So this is where we have at least improvements on this Friday. Mostly cloudy and fog. 56 to start. We'll be around 68 at noon. We have a cool breeze out of the north today, 5 to 15 miles per hour. More sun though, and 74 this afternoon. So something to look forward to for sure. Now let me show you how that adds up in the first alert forecast where you live, because I do think we'll have some upper 60s and a lot of low to mid 70s depending on what part of our area you live in. High today 75 in Madisonville and Kingston, 74 in Knoxville and Maryville, warming up to 69 in Wartburg to Oneida. High today will be 72 in Tazewell to 73 La Follette and 70 Barberville. Getting closer to 74 today in Sneedville to Dandridge area. Definitely getting that nice, warm, mostly sunny afternoon, but not too hot. So maybe it's not too hot and be a good evening to grill out, because actually 77 is the average high for Knoxville this time of year. Of course, it can feel warmer in the full sun, so maybe you got some shade. You can stand there and grill out this evening. Give mom an early treat. 71 degrees at 7 o'clock this evening to round out your week. Now, as I said, the clouds do return tomorrow, so this will slow down our heating tomorrow. We'll start off cooler, mostly cloudy, so milder afternoon. And notice spotty rain literally just to our south, so it's kind of touching the edges of our area. McMinn, Monroe County, evening to overnight couple of showers try to reach up into our area a little bit better, so we'll have some spots of rain Saturday night into Sunday morning. The key here is actually what's also reaching up into our area, humidity. So it's going down today and then going back up Sunday. So in between, we just have a lot of clouds for your Saturday. I think that limits us to just a stray shower, but it also limits our heating. Like I said, we'll start out cooler at 49, only be in the mid 60s at noon, and high tomorrow 71. We're planning on grilling out with family tomorrow evening, so at least it won't be too hot for that. It does get a little bit warmer on Sunday again when we have a mix of sun and clouds, but again, it's becoming a little more humid. So no spotty afternoon storms in the Smokies. Try to come downhill. Southern Valley foothills. I think you got a shot at some isolated rain, even a rumble of thunder Sunday afternoon. It is spotty. Actually, it's more like typical May in East Tennessee. It's a little steamy, a little warm, stirring up a couple spots of rain and storms on into your evening. And then the better rain chances are headed our way come next week. So Mother's Day Sunday, I would say lunch, 70 degrees, still mid 70s. At dinner time on Sunday with that spotty rain. So the key here is the heat jumps right back up to normal at 77 on Sunday. Then we'll stir around those few storms at times. Early next week especially, I'm still seeing a few left over Wednesday. That's when it's kind of winding down. System moves away from us and heat moves right back up into the 80s. Send your first alert 8-day planner.
86. Yeah. It's going to be like that soon enough. Heather, appreciate it.
5:40 now as we are dancing into the weekend. Just know that we are watching some rain and storms actually stirring around the region for now. I'll show you when that starts to reach back up into East Tennessee coming up in that first alert forecast.
Hello, Dr. Bragg with
5:43 on your Friday with the areas of fog, some dense fog in spots. Watching that visibility go up and down, clouds layered up. So the key here is we'll work on some improving views later today. Right now, we just got to work on getting through some pockets that are harder to see. Temperatures then ebb and flow like a patchy blanket at 60 Pigeon Forge, 58 Knoxville, 53 Tellico Plains, 55 Williamsburg. So your first alert forecast this morning's at least closer to normal. Then today, actually a good looking afternoon, despite all of this mess, right? Despite who had the hail yesterday and the storms versus showers versus. Okay, let's clear it all out. So this afternoon, notice even by midday, a few clouds left over, a little stray rain still popping up like a squeegee. Clear it all out, improve the view, get you some sunshine, clear out the fog over the next couple hours, then the clouds and some stray rain. This afternoon, a couple of degrees below average, but turning to mostly sunny. Sunshine always makes us feel hotter. That'll take us from 56 at 7 to 65 at 11 to 74 your high today. Low 70s at 7. Nice breeze out of the north. Really a lot going for us, especially to the second half of the day. That's when we can have this peak heating in the first alert forecast where you live, getting you up closer to 76, even Loudon, 74 Knoxville. Zoomed in, got every county mapped out here for you. How about 75 Spring City to 69 degrees today in Jamestown. Think you warm up closer to 72 in Tazewell, 71 in Harlan to 69 degrees in Monticello, 75 Dandridge and Pigeon Forge. That sunshine definitely helping you out this afternoon. Lots of low to mid 70s to go around. Now tomorrow is a little cooler. That's because we'll have a lot more clouds to go around. Basically tonight while you're sleeping, clouds roll in by the morning. So the difference here is we will have a cooler morning and afternoon. Could have a stray shower to those clouds, but the humidity levels are still down for your Saturday. All this adds up to keeping the temperatures down a bit. Going from 49 degrees in the morning to 65 at noon. Cool breeze out of the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour, and 71 your high Saturday. Now in comparison, Mother's Day Sunday. So Will's obviously trying to keep up with this. He was just saying, we need to know. All right, this is what you need to know. We've got a spotty early shower Saturday night into Sunday morning. Now, we'll point out because the humidity levels are coming back up, an afternoon shower to a stray thunderstorm is possible Sunday afternoon and evening, or, well, typical May in East Tennessee, literally typical heat, too. Going from 55 in the morning to 70 at noon. High will be 77, so we're just getting back into a little bit of that steamier story before it becomes stormier. I mean, really, Sunday is a mix of sun and clouds. Notice midday sunshine, afternoon scattered clouds, stray pop-ups in the mountains trying to come down into the foothills to the valley. Summer in East Tennessee. Spotty rain and storms then afternoon to evening as we go into your Sunday. But as we go into next week, more storms are headed our way. Basically what's kicking up is clouds this weekend, humidity, and then rain and storms. So it'll be stirring up at times to start next week. And that's where we'll slide back into an active pattern. So we're just kind of hiding out in between here this weekend. And then we'll see those storms pulsing up at times, especially Monday, Tuesday. I am seeing a few still left over on Wednesday, watching that system actually move away from us. So that starts to move those rain chances back down and lets that heat move right back up. So call up your friends with a pool because we'll have some 80s later next week.
Ooh, all right. Say less, Heather. Excellent. Okay, got a look at your first alert traffic getting out the door right now. Taking a live look here at I-40 at Paper Mill Drive. That eastbound side is a little bit busier than that westbound side getting out the door right now, but no